It is no secret that my wife and I have desired to move for some time. As proud as I am of the efforts we've made to make this apartment habitable since I moved in with my wife 3 years ago, buying all new furniture and electronics, having a dual AC heating unit installed, cleaning up the laundry room, which was piled so high with junk you couldn't even see the floor. In spite of all that, the fact remains we're still living in a basement apartment with all the drawbacks that come with that. We have very little natural light. We've gotten flooded 3 times since 2021. Insects are a problem during the summer. And because both the previous tenants and our landlady have refused to upkeep the house for the last 30 years, pretty much every few months something breaks. This leads to the biggest problem we have living in our current apartment, which is our landlady herself. I've spoken about her in past videos. She tries to portray herself as this sweet, innocent, helpless old marm who could do no harm, when she's actually a mean, lazy, annoying, disgusting hag who lies to and manipulates people and allowed her own cat to suffer for the last year of its life. She is so unbearable. Our next door neighbors also want to move partially to get away from her and her constant demands. Even this woman's own family visits her once, maybe twice a month. Basically, it's just to see if she's still alive and make sure they're still written in the will. But now we have a new wrinkle. A couple months ago, our landlady was diagnosed with breast cancer, possibly from living in a pig pen filled with garbage and cat excrement for 30 years. This woman had already been in rapidly declining health since the pandemic due to vegging out in her den for days, weeks, and months at a time and allowing her house to get more and more dirty. Suffice it to say, there's a good chance by this time next year she's not going to be here. And if she's not here, obviously neither can we be. We would obviously love to be out of here before our landlady's moved to assisted living, where she should be already, quite frankly, or into the ground. Aside from the fact that her two awful money grubbing daughters will no doubt kick us out into the curb and try to sell this house the first chance they get. Our landlady's mental faculties also continue to decline. Just the other day was the fourth or fifth time in which she left something burning on the stove, and because she can't smell for some reason, she had no idea until we literally burst into her house and told her something was burning. She was in the dining room, on the phone, completely oblivious to the fact that she almost burned her own kitchen down while attempting to boil noodles. The clock is ticking. Originally, my wife and I were just planning on moving into another one bedroom, one that was above ground, that we actually owned, and that did not come with an annoying old lady who we're forced to be part-time caretakers for. But since I started working remotely full-time, my wife finishes work much earlier than I do, and so she feels like she has to kind of hang out in the bedroom till I'm done for the day, since my job puts me on the phone a lot, which is something I feel bad about. And so for that reason, now I'm thinking of shifting focus to a two-bedroom so I can at least have a proper office and my wife doesn't feel like she needs to be confined to one room for hours on end 5 days a week. Whether we find a two-bedroom co-op or condo that allows dogs and cats in a price range is a bigger question. There's also the question of where we move to, of course. We would like to stay in the city, and in fact, we actually like our current neighborhood a lot. It's fairly quiet and safe. Almost everything we need is within walking distance, including public transportation. Sole drawback is the parking, which is horrible, and getting worse thanks to every single family house being converted into a multifamily McMansion. People have resorted to parking on the sidewalk or even on their own front lawns. Wherever we move, it would be nice if we lived near the railroad in case I need to return to the office at some point. Plus is the fact that my wife and I do like to venture into Manhattan every now and then. Wherever and whenever we move, it's unlikely to be till after a wedding reception and a honeymoon next year. So we are crossing our fingers our landlady doesn't either drop dead or burn the house down till then. Updates to come. Take care, guys.